Welcome to The Buzz, where we bring you leaders in dental education discussing hot topic courses and industry trends. I'm your host, Vanessa Emerson, founder of Dental Speakers Bureau, and today I'm interviewing Denise Ciardello. Thanks for being here, Denise.
Hi, Vanessa. Thank you for having me.
Denise is a speaker, author, and co-founder of Global Team Solutions, which is a practice management consulting firm. With 25 years experience growing dental practices, I've asked Denise here today to talk to us about her presentation, Discover the Secret Sauce for Patient Retention. So Denise, let's get started. It sounds like in this course we're going to talk about patient retention.
Yeah.
And I'm really curious to hear what that secret sauce is. Is that too early in the conversation to start there?
No, not at all. I would like to talk about the reason why I came up with this course is because a lot of dentists are coming up to me and asking me, or office managers, and they're wanting to get new patients. Got to get new patients. We need new patients. And then I ask them the size of their database, and depending on what it is, most of the time I find that they have a database full of patients that have come in through the front door, walked right out the back door. They're not retaining the patients that they're getting. It costs 3 times the money to get a new patient than to retain a patient of record. Most of the time, those patients still remember where your office is, and they can come back. They're quick to come back in. You just have to be back in touch with them. So that's where this whole idea of this course came from, is learning how to retain those patients of record.
That sounds like I have heard this before as a common problem in dental practices. So now can we hear what the secret sauce is?
Oh, I forgot that part, didn't I? So the secret sauce comes down to 100% customer service. This course, we go through all the varying degrees, all the way from even before the patient ever walks in the door, the different things that you can do in order to wow your patients. I have seen reviews, saw one just this week that said, I love this office. It's the doctor was nice, the office staff was good, but I just didn't feel the love. And it's, so the question is, what does it mean for a patient to feel the love? And so we dive really deep into that and find out how to show the love to the patients so that they will be able to refer and talk about your office to their friends and family.
That sounds like a really important course for probably the entire team, I'm assuming. Now, could you take us a little deeper on what type of things will we learn specifically?
So it's a very interactive, highly interactive course. And this is where I do draw in a lot of information from the audience because I want to know what they're doing. Some things that people do are not feasible for other offices to do, but it's still an idea that they can, that they might be able to use a little bit of. So I go through some of the things that I have seen that have worked, ways to stay in touch with the patients. And I think that's the biggest, that may be the secret right there, is the follow through, the follow up, and making sure that you're contacting the patients in some way, shape, or form in between the 6 months visits that they have to your office. So we go through all the varying ways that you can stay in touch with your patients.
It makes me think how these are truths in so many industries for so many different types of businesses. And for most of us, it comes back to having the systems in place to remind us to do some of this, or to have the team in place to be able to implement some of this. Do you cover that at all?
Oh, absolutely. I'm not sure of any business that isn't dependent on returning customers, and in our case, returning patients. Not even a funeral home. I mean, that one customer is not coming back, but they have family members, and so it just, you always want to have returning customers. I think that's a very important thing, and having the system in place so that your patients are constantly coming back. Yeah, that's the big topic that we talk about the entire course.
Well, that's awesome. One more question for you before we go, and then I'll ask you as well if there's anything that you'd like to cover that we haven't covered. But I'm assuming maybe this is a half day versus a full day, or what would the typical format be?
It's typically a half day. 2 to 3 hours is a good timeline for this course. And I think it's great if the entire team can be there. Because then you can take the information that we go over in the course and brainstorm as a team. I use this often. There'll be offices will call me in and we'll do an annual meeting based on this information to see how they can strategize to maintain their patients of record. And so it's for everybody, and we can talk about it. It's one of my passions, and so I could talk about it all day long.
I imagine it's the type of topic too that you could come back repetitively to an organization and still have new information and new people in the audience to where it really changes up, and it's something that's so important that we all need to keep touching back on and reminders. So anything else you want to share before we have to close this interview?
No, I think that I think we've pretty much covered exactly what goes on. I think it's important to remember that if you have your returning patients coming back all the time, you also want them to be referring to their friends and family. And that's the cornerstone of internal marketing, right? And so all of this is inclusive in this course. It's a fun course. Your mind will be blown, and you'll walk out with all kinds of ideas to continue to promote your practice to patients who already know your practice. It's a fun one.
Yeah, well, there you have it. Sounds awesome. Thanks again for joining us, Denise, and for sharing information about your Discover the Secret Sauce for Patient Retention.
Thanks for having me, Vanessa.
You're welcome. For the event planner who would like more information on working with Denise on this course, or she has multiple other courses as well, you can visit dentalspeakersbureau.com where you'll find her listing, or you can email us, info@dentalspeakersbureau.com, and we'd be happy to connect you. So until next time, be well, and thanks again for tuning in.